Yeah, so the night that we shut down I-30, for both of them, the night of was that the verdict?
That wasn't verdict night. Was it verdict night?
I don't know, but
I didn't go with y'all.
You didn't go with us because you were upset that the assistant district attorney came at us and told us we can't protest.
Oh, yeah.
And you said we do not, we are a coalition. We got people to answer to.
Yeah.
You don't get to come tell us that we're going to shut down the protest.
You don't get to come tell one person.
One person, right.
Yeah.
That y'all got to shut down protesting for his murder. And so I really don't remember how it happened. I just know we was on the bridge by the hotel with the eyeball on it. I can't remember the eyeball hotel. The real pretty hotel right off of 30.
I don't know the name of it.
You know what I'm talking about? That real pretty hotel. So we were on that bridge, and then since we're in a police state, there was like seven horses, and motherfuckers was strapped on their horses and their guns, and we was like, this is about to turn real bad. We knew it was about to get bad. So we was like, we have to do something else. We got to take their attention away from, they were cattling us, meaning that they were circling us. Like, it was a horses first, then it was the cars, then they had trucks. So we could see that they were cattling us. They were about to close in on everybody, right? And round up everybody. So Dion was like, hey, bro, we got to get the attention off of everybody. We got to do something. They close it in. So what we did, we was like, who all got a car? And we was like, okay, we got 7 cars out here. We was like, get to your car. If you're not on the freeway in 15 minutes, we're the freeway under our feet right now in 15 minutes, you will not be a part of shutting this motherfucker down. And everybody wants to shut it down. So I was like, oh shit, I gotta run to my car. I gotta find them. So I found my car. I was being blocked in. I don't know, honked at somebody, cut somebody out. I was like, move. So we get on the freeway. And as we get on I-30, right under the bridge, we all phase to the left. Everybody just phase to the left, like just locked in. Just every car, boom, 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 until we shut down the whole freeway. At that point, we had people honking, calling us niggas, doing all this shit. And I was like, we gonna get shot. Let the hoods up. I said, because if they shoot at us, they got to make it through them hoods. And I was like, everybody right there, it's social security number on their arm. I mean, their phone number on their arm and our initials. We would always write our initials on our arm and our phone number. And we got on that freeway, and I don't know what the fuck. I was terrified. I was like, we're done. And all that attention that we wanted to come to us came. Every police officer in town was on that freeway. And you know what's funny is because one police officer, he was too big, so he ended up rolling down. He was trying to get...
He rolled down the thing.
He was trying to get down the slope, because you know it's a slope on 30, where you got to get, it's a hill. He couldn't get down there, so he just said, fuck it, I'm finna roll down. He rolled down, got up. He was like all discombobulated. And it took the police about 10 minutes to get down where we were. We had already linked up. We was chatting on the freeway. We had shut it all down. Some people started getting out their cars, it took the police a while to get down there. And when they got down there, they was like, we're rounding it up. Get the zip ties. Y'all all going to jail. And Dion was like, not tonight. We're not going to jail tonight. Like, I don't know. He lost it. And Mike was on the freeway. Sala was on the freeway. I mean, it was so many of us. Sade was on the freeway. Everybody, like Dion, MP. You know, the real, like, you know, the
say their name. Organized.
Rebellion.
Organized Rebellion. OR. Dion Juju Williams.
Yeah, like it was me, Melissa Perry, Dion, Mike. I always call him Mike Larry. I don't know his last name, but we always called him Mike Larry.
That's not sure Mama was a part of that.
Shala. Really? It was Chrissy. Let's go, Chrissy. Chrissy was on there. Man, it was so many people.
What about Jennifer?
Charles Battle.
Jennifer. What about Jennifer?
The Jenny Juice. I think she was out there.
Jenny?
Jenny, she was part of
Cortez?
No, Jenny Elise.
With the mask.
Oh, I think Jenny was out there. Yes. Man, she was crazy. And police couldn't even get to us. Once they got to us, they was like, everybody going to jail. We was like, we're not going to jail tonight. We was like, we're not getting off this freeway either because you know why we're here. We would not leave the freeway until the police told us why we were there. And so the white boys were not finna say Botham's name. The black cops came up and said, we know why you here. Because of Botham, we know why you here. And Dion was just like, you don't understand. We don't care no more. It was crazy. It was mayhem. And we was like, they finna follow us. Everybody finna go to jail still. We gotta figure out a way to get out of here. So when they told us we wouldn't leave until one, they acknowledged Botham as a human and they humanized him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We wouldn't leave until they told us so they understood why we were there. Because one of theirs had murdered Botham. And they promised us, they didn't promise us, but they said, if you leave now, we won't make any arrests. And so we left and we pulled up at the Jefferson Bridge. You know what the Jefferson Bridge is? And we was all like, y'all. And two of my comrades, they got followed heavily. Like we didn't do no police chase or nothing like that. But they did get away from the police. Let me just say that. Because two of them, police officers got a hold to two of their cars and they were following them. And so that's why we had to pull up on Jefferson Bridge.
And I could see your emotion. It is still, you remember that vividly, still emotionally affects you. I could see it.
Yeah. That was the day that I learned the interruption of their systems, whether it's businesses, highways, the interruption of their economic system is the way to go. That was the day I realized that. Because after that, the mayor reached out and was like, please we don't want y'all shutting down the highways no more. Can we have a meeting with y'all? And it was just all the doors open. Who do you want to meet with? It wasn't, can we get a meeting? It was, we get to pick who we get to meet with. Right? Yeah. It changed. The conversation changed overnight.
And it was a big, that's like when we talk about oversight and they be like Changa and I'll be like like I'm thinking about people like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about all of us because that was them highways getting shut down, them protests, even them people doing those protests so much to where the police chief is calling and threatening to lock up people like Dominique if he do another protest. Mary Kay saying, we're not going to have our convention in Dallas no more because of all the protests.
Interrupt the money.
All of that is a part of how we got oversight, but not just oversight. Other people's working on other things in the city, like diversity stuff, equity stuff, and whatever. Housing. And a lot of that stuff happened because of all of that people power and that pressure. Yeah. On the streets at that time.
Conversation changed overnight.
Yeah, and so the lesson, bro. Dallas has never had an answer to organized, sustained, multi-ethnic movements from across the city coming together, coalescing on their ass. They have never had an answer for that. That's how you got 14-1. Yeah. That's how we got oversight. Think of any battle, the environmental stuff that's happening right now, what Downwinders is doing and all that. If you think of any actual win against the local state, right? It has always been because it was a community effort of people from across this city coming together. It was people in them rooms that I did not trust and I did not want to work with. That was like, nah. This is time for this to happen. So I know you probably don't trust me. You wouldn't work with me like Thanksgiving Foundation and other people. You know what I'm saying? All these people coming out the woodwork, like elite names you hear like in the nonprofit world and in the philanthropy and the clergy. That I'm like, I'm trying to work with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But they were there. They were there and they were coming out. And if you gonna get something done in this city, you better be ready to organize people from every part of this city, right? and your message and what you're doing gotta resonate. It was black people leading it. That's the thing. Black folks was leading all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the white folks was out in front or whatever. We had, it was folks played their position, but you had to have a sustained effort of constant pressure. The city of Dallas does not have an answer for that. And so that's why I'd be like, if you're trying to organize, you're really wasting your time if you're not trying to build a table of people that can keep up consistent, sustained, organized pressure on City Hall. Mm-hmm. That's the only way you win anything in this city. Mm-hmm. And you can go back to before 14-1, the 80s, the 70s. You can go back. They have never had an answer for that. Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like I know that's more of a centralized approach, but I think we're entering into a space where multiple groups and classes of people know what to do, even if it's decentralized.
It can be decentralized.
I feel like even because when we were organizing, sometimes we would decentralize. Sometimes we would say we're going to be at 7 dark locations around the city. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think we're there, and I think people understand that, especially for the fight with ongoing police brutality, mm-hmm. the immigration control. The fight goes on. The houses mm-hmm. fight, people being, removed and taken off the streets because of FIFA. Like, I think now we really have to have everybody understanding what to do in their spaces and go up when we say go up.
But we gotta have a table where everybody's coming absolutely. To that table, sitting down and talking, and we don't necessarily all have to be buddies. We ain't gotta like each other, none of that. But we do have to have a table where we come together and we convening, we breaking bread, and we mm-hmm. talking about what are the threads in our organizing and the things that we doing that are the same. You know mm-hmm. what I'm saying? That we can put absolutely. On and we can move on. And that's what's not happening right now in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you remember, the real push for oversight came when we was at the Act of Change that night, and I did that presentation where I had all y'all in there. I don't know if you was there.
I stayed.
It was when Dallas Action, because after DCLC, I had started Dallas Action, and I had a presentation where I invited all the people who was doing the protesting and all of that, and I was like, look, and I broke it down in the presentation and was like, look, this is our target. Like, all of this other shit is important, but we got to do this around one thing, or we not going to actually, we got to have one win. One win going to beget other wins. You know what I'm saying? And so after I did that presentation.
And also shout out to Dr. Safisha.
Yeah, Dr. Safisha. Dr. Safisha, what's up?
But the change is.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody, it framed it for everybody. Like those convening sessions where you like bringing everybody together and saying like, what are you working on? What are you working on? How can we support it? But what is the agenda of everybody? You know what I mean? Like, what are the things we all can agree on? And then what happens is when you get a room of people who are passionate about solving problems in their community and fighting against the system, you're going to organically start to get the answer. Like, people will organically start to say, oh, well, y'all trying to do, we doing this, blah, blah, blah. But you got to create the space. Mm. You know what I'm saying? You got to create the space to do that. And so, that's one of the big things we got to do. And my bad, I said, wasting your time. There's a lot of, like, CMB does a lot of good mutual aid work. But I'm saying, like, when we talking about organizing and trying to affect policy or trying to get the state to change some shit they doing to the people, you got to have that. You got to have that. You know what I'm saying? Sustained pressure. So,
but mutual aid is also, like, revolutionary.
Hell yeah.
Like,
already.
Grassroots solidarity is what makes these pockets and coalitions, and you know what I mean? Like, makes those safe spaces.
Yeah.
It forces people to meet through, through driven programming.
we don't
Which is
have
the breakfast
anything else to
programming.
do
Yeah.
at this point, right? Like
You have a lot of options.
Oh, you got a lot of bullshit you can do right now. But what I'm saying is
be doing mutual aid, which is very
community
fucking
systems.
revolutionary.
So mutual aid is about building community systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we are in a moment to where we better go back to some playbooks that our ancestors had. Our ancestors knew we had to build our own community systems to feed ourselves. We got to have our own forms of getting capital to be able to build and buy shit and whatever, and give people loans to start businesses and have houses and build shit. They knew we had to have our own way of healing ourselves and taking care of ourselves and educating ourselves, right? Regardless to what the white man was going to do. Terrorism, fascism, we always lived under that, right? But we had our own damn systems. We got to go back to our own sovereign community systems. That's the only thing in this climate. As this country falls apart, it's going to spiral deeper into fascism. Only thing that's going to save us is us. And
that's the only way we're going to survive.
So our organizing
that's
efforts.
That's a survival program. That's
yeah,
survival.
It is survival.
That is survival.
And
so
so
that's the only thing that changes the system.